Many of us can engage in what I'd call force-based systems of work and not even realize it. In another video I did, I described an example. We have this report that's due at the end of the week, then somehow we find ourselves doing just about anything else until the deadline gets there. At that point, we finally kick into high gear. So what's going on here? While it seems that you could have started at any time, the entire system isn't built for that. Instead, it's one that was built on hope, fear, and force. Maybe the hope is that somehow the muse would show up before the deadline and then you'd simply feel like it. And then you have the deadline there in place to back you up, just in case. But hope plays an even bigger part. Not only might you hope that you would feel like it, you might have other hopes as well, like we'll remember, or that we'll finish on time, that we won't be distracted somewhere along the way. The deadline would kick us into gear, that the deadline might be extended or canceled. Other things won't suddenly show up and get in our way. And then each of those hopes have some corresponding fear. For example, we can fear that the deadline won't be extended. What happens is that that fear builds, and it keeps building until we can no longer contain it. And it's at that point that we begin to work. And especially with a history of that same process happening again and again, our fears are often justified. To see this happening, we can often hear ourselves saying to ourselves in some combination of, I need a deadline to work, and I'm fine along the way getting there. The thing is with I'm fine, we tell ourselves, relax, it's not due yet, I'm fine. But that I'm fine is only a damper. It's something of a brake pedal that works on the anxiety. It holds our anxiety at bay until it keeps building such that it bursts, the dam breaks. At that point, the fears overwhelm us, and then we begin. Maybe we even use that fear as a source of stimulation to help us find focus. We know what's important now. We have the thing in front of us to focus. We can ignore everything else. Those things can be dropped because this is important. Meanwhile, we have this deadline, again, to back us up, just in case. That we resort to force, though, means that we don't feel that we have the confidence to make things happen by our own power, in our own time. Maybe you don't feel like you have the willpower, or discipline, or maybe a brain chemical like dopamine. Whatever symbol or metaphor you want to use, it's about this sense that you cannot make a decision and act from that decision on your own. Even if you're deliberately waiting until the deadline for that pressure, the implication is that you need that external source, that external pressure, in order to engage, to get something going, to force yourself into action. Either way, we're often left with a helpless feeling, and this helplessness is just the start of an exhausting cascade. If you're interested in starting to break free from force-based work, consider a free download here. Head over to wavesoffocus.com, look for the subscribe button. In the meantime, if you've enjoyed this video, kindly hit the like button.